I made it. It is Moon Day. Welcome. Come one, come all. It's happening again. So excited to be back for another Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace. Gemini season. And have you been singing your favorite songs? Because I feel like that's very Gemini, and Venus has been hanging out in Gemini, which is like that taste for music, that drive to tune into the things that make you feel good. That's Aries. And so with Aries and Gemini, currently with the sun in Gemini as well, there is a lightness to everything that's going on in our lives and how we are processing all of it. And this week, there's especially today, hello, hi, Moon Day, June 3rd already. Moon Day, June 3rd. Can you believe it? Um, it's we're already on month number 6 in the Gregorian year, right? Because if you're following the seasons instead of the January 1st as the first of the month, then it's only been 3 months since that spring equinox, and we're gonna have the summer solstice on the 20th of this month. Good evening, Mr. Peter Soby. Welcome. So nice of you to join. You like the t-shirt. Thank you so much. Super awesome t-shirt from the junior section at Walmart. Yay. So anyway, yeah, the summer solstice is happening this month. Can you believe it? We are following Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace 2024 Manifestation Agenda / journal. Is it still available? 100%. You can still get it, but it is dated. So you're going to have all of this backlog of homework to, I mean, I would recommend at least, what's the word? Perusing and reading some of it, and maybe go back to look at the journaling questions for every new moon and full moon in the past 6 Gregorian months, and see where that takes you and see what that brings to your awareness, because that is the journey. What is in our awareness is what we have to work with. Out of sight, out of mind doesn't just apply if you're neurodivergent, but if you're really focused on what you want to work on, or what you want to create, or what you're doing, or your job, or just something in particular, a very specific goal, then that laser focus means that whatever is out of sight should be out of mind, right? Because you're focused. I hope that made sense. So anyway, there's a lot happening in Gemini this week. This is the day. Well, actually, this is just a theory. So let me put this away. Hang on. Let's not burn down the house the way I almost did on the Halloween episode for season 1. I don't know if Peter remembers, but yeah, I set that wall on fire. Anyway, we have the sun, Venus, Jupiter, and Mercury, I think by tomorrow, all in Gemini. And there's this line in Mastermind by Taylor Swift. Actually, the very first line of the song, where she says, oh my gosh, how does it start? Dang it. It's all the planets and all the stars aligned. So is it today? We were all kind of clowning during the live show, hoping that she would give us some kind of surprise, as she is used to doing with specific dates and stuff, but nothing has happened yet. But we still have 2 hours essentially until the end of the day, Eastern Standard Time, which is the time that she needs to follow. I digress. This show is not about Taylor Swift, so let's get back to the moon. That's the sun in Gemini for you. The first question I asked for the viewers that are going to watch the replay, and welcome and thank you for being here. Yes, Peter put the lyrics there so I can sing it. Once upon a time, the planets and the fates and all the stars aligned. There you go. You and I ended up in the same room at the same time. That was so awesome listening to her singing that live, actually, in the concert in Tampa. Anyway, so Gemini, kudos to you if you're watching and you're a Gemini. Happy birthday to you. My baby sister is a Gemini. My Mars is in Gemini, so I feel like it explains why I appreciate spending time having these conversations and writing. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of communication, as we have discussed plenty a time here. The planet of beliefs and friendship, and it also rules Virgo, so that's a whole nother aspect. But the point of the beginning of this episode is that Gemini is that lively little sibling in the corner who is excited to talk to everyone in the room and brings the family together type of vibe. It's also the twins, right? The sisters, if you will. If you're following the book, you're going to see that every time there's a full moon or a new moon, there's also some art that goes along with it, and that is the symbol for each zodiac sign. And so much like Pisces is those two fishies, right? The yin and the yang, or just the flow of things, if you will. Gemini, excuse me, is those two people who are in communication with each other, but are they in sync or are they out of sync? And are they backward to each other because there's just no getting through, or just all that type of relationship, friendship, groups, collaborations, I feel like parties. The Gemini part of the party is putting the hors d'oeuvres and the menu together, and just and all of that happening this week. And we have the North Node in Aries, which is going to be in Aries until next year, right? Doing a challenging aspect to the moon in Cancer on Saturday. And I feel like that just calls for Watergate and tissues and a movie that will make you feel good. But let's not jump to Saturday because we haven't discussed Moon Day. Yay! But let's begin. I'm so excited to be here. Welcome. My name is Graciela Moore. I'm an ICF certified personal coach. I love astrology and I love the moon. And in this broadcast, I like to brush on the astrology just quickly to kind of make sense of the gist of it all, which is the moon and how it affects us emotionally, logistically. That's where the sun in Gemini comes into play. The moon moves faster through the zodiac. It only takes the moon 2 to 3 days from sign to sign. Whereas the sun takes a whole month, right? So that's why the seasons are the way they are. And so that may be, right? That's one of the theories or one of the beliefs, if you want to call it a belief, is that the way that the moon flows through the zodiac plays a part in how we feel emotionally, our moods. And if you add to the moon all the other planets and what they do or influence or stand for or symbolize, when you add all of those to the mix, you get the ethereal, if you will, footprint I hope that made sense, because it's not a footprint if it's not on the ground. The astrology is up here, right? It really follows not just a blueprint, if you will. I said footprint, but I think blueprint makes more sense. Um, and that's really what I like about it. Oh my gosh, my hyperfixation. So we are in the last stages of the waning moon. Today is a waning crescent in Taurus. So how are you releasing in the physical what this waning moon or the previous full moon illuminated for you to release, move on from, ignore, get over, quit? How are you doing with all of the above? Because it's all in preparation for this coming new moon in Gemini, where we get to plant more seeds of intention, more seeds of projects, and hopefully, you know, be grounded enough, which is the challenge this week, grounding. Hopefully, be grounded enough to watch as they grow. Look at this. I've had it in the living room for many months, and now it's over here. So let's see how it does as we keep moving things around in our grounded home. So, as you know, in the book, we have an affirmation for every moon day and for every new moon and full moon, and we are going to discuss the new moon tonight. So let's get to it. The affirmation for today is waning crescent in Taurus. I embrace change with grace, understanding that it leads to growth. I feel like that is we're all in agreement of that at this point. I embrace change with grace. That's the challenge. We can say we embrace change as in YOLO, I'm in my change era. But do you do it gracefully, right? Or do you do like Taylor Swift and you go, I didn't have it in myself to go with grace, right? So I'm just gonna stump out and scream on my way out, right? Understanding that it leads to growth and transformation in my life. See, this week we also have a challenging aspect to Pluto in Aquarius, and that's gonna be, I have it here on Sunday. The moon is going to be in Leo. So our emotions that want to be acknowledged and validated more so than not when the moon is in Leo will be opposite the planet of transformation that is kind of stumping all over our souls with everything that is bringing up on a world level and how it is literally transforming everything, along with all of the technology that just keeps coming up. I mean, can you keep up? I can't keep up. And I try to stay away. And it's very hard because it all plays a part in the same narrative. And so all of that might come to the surface on Sunday with the sun in Gemini, because it's Gemini season and Gemini is an air sign. Gemini is going to want to communicate. What the moon in Leo will be wanting to bury very deep, because it's a new moon literally just on Wednesday. So it's like, well, yeah, I have it on Thursday here. So yeah, Thursday. So yeah, Sunday, that new moon kind of vibe is still activated, if you want to call it that. And what that just tells me is a very vocal need to be validated. So watch what your conversations are going to be. For those of us who like to script conversations before they happen in an attempt to lessen the anxiety of having to have the conversation in the first place. Yeah, ponder, what is it that you feel uncomfortable about this week? Plus, of course, we're going to look at the questions right now. in preparation for that conversation. So this is a great segue into that. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, where's my bell? I just realized the bell is not here. That's a shame. So question number 1 for the new moon in Gemini happening on 3 days from now. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday. How can I improve my communication skills and make more meaningful connections? So hopefully your connections are already being meaningful, but if not, how can you make it more so? With others in my life, but especially if you need to have a specific conversation with someone, obviously, right? What steps can I take to be a better listener and a better communicator? Oh, thank you, Carla. What obstacles or challenges might I face as I embark on new beginnings related to relationships, love, or pleasure? How can I overcome these obstacles and bring more harmony into my life? I mean, some of the challenges have to do with reconciling, or I feel like reconciling is a good word. Reconciling how we are managing and handling the rapid changes and the rapid input of uh, information and what the type of information is, and what we're trying to do on our end, not just to hopefully better the situation and help, but to just live our lives and work on what we're working on and what we've been working on for a while, right? So sometimes having the conversations as we go along helps us stay accountable, helps us stay grounded 100%. Having a conversation with someone in a safe space that allows you to process is a way of grounding some of the mental chatter that might come up this week, because we also have Mercury joining the Sun and Venus and Jupiter in Gemini. So when Mercury joins this planetary hangout or planetary alignment, it might get loud. So I wonder if you might experience some ear ringing this week. I would love to know, right? I'll follow up, check in, whatever. I tinnitus is very common for me, so I've lived with it for many years. And so I wonder if it might come up this week. And then the affirmation for the new moon before we continue to our meditation. I open my mind to new avenues of learning and expression. That's tempting. I feel like that sounds or looks like a new book, a new subject, a new project. Gemini will want to definitely dive into something, a new hyperfixation, or just whatever excites your soul, because Gemini is very playful, right? In that regard. I welcome mental variety and curiosity, Gemini, expanding my knowledge and sharing it with others to enhance our connections. So it really all goes back to relationships, if you will. So let's see what else. Through the new moon on Thursday, which will be in Gemini, is going to have a challenging aspect with Saturn in Pisces. We've talked about Saturn in Pisces a few times, and I feel like a lot of the boundaries or restrictions that Saturn brings to the table come in the shape of doubt, or in the shape of just insecurity, imposter syndrome. And this is why grounding becomes the number one priority this week, because if you are going through the motions of that imposter syndrome or that anxiety, heady feeling of I can't do this or why am I doing this, grounding in your body might provide that burst of confidence to take a minute and really decide with a clear head how to proceed, or the confidence enough to just proceed in the first place. Uh, Imagine yourself having that really nervous feeling before going into a meeting, and how it all goes away when you stand with your feet hip width apart and do that Superman pose we've talked about before, and lifting your head up and opening your chest, and how that instantly settles you down in your body and just gives you that extra pep that you need on your step before going into a meeting or into a difficult conversation. And conversations are part of, I feel like, the journey. Gemini is that page 6 du mois uh, gossip vlog type of content. So blind items, that's very Gemini. Um, your bestie that you call at all times to tell her everything, whether that's a sibling or a friend who you check in with the most. That's very Gemini vibes, right? So all of that will be highlighted this week because of so many planets in Gemini. So if you're a Gemini, again, happy birthday. We're going to be celebrating you until the 20th, and then Cancer season begins. So before then, we have 2 moon days together. A whole cycle will happen by then, so I'm excited. The new moon is on the 22nd, so yeah, not a whole cycle. But let's get to our meditation, shall we? Thank you again so much for joining episode 21 of Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace. We meet every moon day to discuss the astrology of the week and where the moon is. And we are following my book, which is on Amazon, and you can totally get it still. The link is in the bio. Now, settle down if you're able. Lay down if you're driving. Do not close your eyes. Follow along if you want to the breath work so that you can really ground and feel what it feels like to ground in your body if you've never tried it. And let's do some affirmations and listen to some BrainFM music for your brain. Link for a free trial is also in the bio. So we're going to do meditation. Meditate unguided. Lay back and relax. Take a moment to settle down. Unclench your jaw. Focus on your slow, steady breath. And with me, take a deep breath through your nose. Nice and slow, deep breath in. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale nice and slow through your mouth. Long, slow exhale. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And inhale once more through your nose. Deep, long inhale through your nose till you have no room for air. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale through your mouth, nice and slow. And as you relax into this exhale, I want you to picture the darkest but starriest sky you have ever seen. Because there's almost no moon in the sky, and the planets are aligned, they're all grouped together, and you can see all of it. And for a moment, they're all so close. And everything they represent, all the abundance, all of the beliefs, all of the values, all of the relationships, all of the karma, all of the emotional investment, all of the lessons. Right now, this week, is all aligned. It's all very close, almost like you can touch it. And that's really cool and really scary. So with me, take a deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath in through your nose. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale through your mouth. Nice and slow. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And inhale once more through your nose. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale through your mouth. And as you settle into this exhale, ponder these affirmations. I embrace change with grace, understanding that it leads to growth and transformation in my life. I cultivate patience and resilience, knowing that new beginnings await. I open my mind to new avenues of learning and expression. I welcome mental variety and curiosity, expanding my knowledge and sharing it with others to enhance connection. I am loved. I am guided. I am safe. I am protected. with me. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Nice, long, deep breath. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale through your mouth. Long exhale. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and inhale. One last deep breath in through your nose. All the way, all the way. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale through your mouth. Long exhale. And as you relax into this exhale, bring your awareness to your body. Slowly open your eyes and come back to me. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know why I was hoping that that would sound even remotely close to the bell, but thank you so much for joining. Thank you for watching, and thank you for following along. Peter, thank you for the lyrics, and thank you for your questions and connecting and following the journey along. If you're interested in any of my work, you can find all of the information in the link in the bio description everywhere. Thank you so much, Peter, and I will see you all next Moon Day. Have a great week. Bye, y'all.